Hey everybody, I've got 3 adventures to talk to you about. This is going to be a referee-only video, so if you're a player, don't watch it, but you see my shirt, so you know what it's going to be about. It's going to be about this right here, which I talked about in my other video. Rats in the Walls and Other Perils by Jeff Talanian, once again. He's done a great job at putting together 3 cool adventures for low-level characters, 1 and 2. It's got a gatefold cover. It's got an awesome piece of art on the back, and a new piece of art, which I'm going to show you right here. Boom, there it is. Awesome new piece of art there. So he originally made Rats in the Walls as an early adventure that he made for the game, and he's revamped it here. It was part of that Kickstarter. It is available in PDF on DriveThruRPG. The Kickstarter backers are getting their print copies first, and then it'll be available on his website. So let's talk about the first adventure. Try to make this short and sweet, not go into it too deep, but I do have some pictures to show you, some art, some of the new pieces, and I'm mainly focusing on the pieces of art that they already showed in the Kickstarter. And I'll explain a little bit more why in a little bit. So there it is. Rats in the Walls is about a tavern called the Silvery Eel. And it's got some bad luck recently, and it has an infestation of giant rats. So once your players take on this little adventure here, they're going to delve down deep underneath the tavern. They're going to find out about a little bit of history from a Hyperborean who is part of the crew of the Burg Breaker, which you'll see this on the back here, which is a ship that's docked right out front. And he knows a little bit, this Hyperborean knows a little bit about the history, or some stories about the history of what used to be there, an ancient wizard's tower. And obviously, you know, whenever that's one of those, there's probably going to be something underneath the tavern. And sure enough, that's what happens. This is a mini dungeon crawl, in essence. Very small dungeon crawl, and I think a perfect way to start your players with Astonishing Swordsmen and Sorcerers of Hyperborea. So as they delve down deeper, they're going to come across a statue. This is one of the new pieces of art. Now, I absolutely love it. I think it's fantastic. And this is of the God Aurorus. And you can see she's got 3 faces. And it just looks really cool. This area she's in is covered in rat dung. There's some chains and manacles there to hold somebody, and it's told exactly what happens when someone is placed there. Don't want to spoil too much for you, because a lot of this still is very fun to read, because it is changed a bit. He's made it more compact from the original Rats in the Walls. He's made it just a really nice, 3-piece adventures here. So he, obviously with the page count and everything, where before it might have been descriptive, it's a little bit more bullet points here and there. There are some slight changes, just very slight to things here and there as well, but nothing too outlandishly crazy that has been changed with it, other than just an improved map. I think he used the same cartographer, and he just added some new art, like this piece here, which I really enjoy. So they're going to see that obviously underneath the tavern is going to be like this statue of this for this god, and that there's obviously some ancient stuff that's happened underneath this place. One of the next pieces of art is from a new artist I think he's used, and I'm not sure, but I really like this one. Like I said, go ahead and cover me up. Nobody wants to see me. I'd rather look at that. But awesome 4 skeletons with halberds, long black cloaks, and just a really cool piece. And they're going to run into these 4 characters, and that's going to be a nasty little encounter there against those skeletons. So there's a lot of rats. There'll be a lot of rat encounters, and it's all going to come to an end with a great giant demon rat boss. And there's also a summoning circle, a nice silver dagger, and a skeleton of a demon. So there's obviously a history here with this ancient tower that used to be there, and the wizard that used to be in there, so as well as this demon. Now, one thing that's really neat is what he's done is he's not just made 3 adventures that are kind of separate from each other. He's kind of combined them together a little bit. Where the Silvery Eel is 2 other places. You can see up there. There is 2 other buildings here, and they are Garros' Imports and Toll's Boat Storage and Supply. Now, what's happening here, this is set in Chromarium, and that's the main city, pretty much, of Hyperborea. And these 2 gentlemen, the names, I believe, are Gol Garros and Toll Kemtos. They are both kind of merchant / thieves guild / kind of shady business dudes. And each of the adventures kind of goes on to the next one a little bit in some piece or part. So here is the start of the second adventure. This is one of the pieces of art. This is called the Lamia Z Heart. And you can see here he is with his foppish type of wig, and he's got 2 Amazonian bodyguards with him, and he's going to discuss with you a way to steal your players, a way to steal their, to steal a necklace, pretty much, the Lamia's Heart. He lost it in an auction. It was a rigged auction, and what this adventure pretty much is a heist. This is a great adventure for thieves, thief characters, purloiners, and he gives you a great map of God Aurorus's estate there in Chromarium, and you can use that map. You know, if you play this adventure, you could use that map for other adventures as well. It's just a great laid out estate, bodyguards, the surrounding area, the different rooms. And this is a different adventure where I feel like it's a little bit more open-ended. It's a little bit more sandbox. You can observe his estate, because what you're going to do is your players are going to go and try to steal this Lamia's Heart, this heart-shaped necklace. And there's a little bit, I'm not going to spoil it all together, but there's a little bit of something going on where this guy kind of knows that he's going to have some thieves come and steal it. So it's not extremely big. It's not big in the book, and I don't think it would take you very long. And it matters how your players are going to deal with it. But one thing I'll say is that your players in this adventure, because it is kind of sandbox, they might do some stuff that's going to throw you for a loop. So you're going to have to be able to really swing with that. How they enter the place, how do they use a ruse? Do they just try to sneak in? Do they try to go into the attic? How do they go about inside the place, as well as the guy that his house and his wife, where are they located in the house whenever the PCs get in there? So that's going to be interesting, and it's going to kind of let it be up to you exactly where they are. Now, they do have it statted at in certain rooms, but they, depending on how your players are, they may not go there at a time that they would be in those rooms. So you're going to have to really kind of go with the flow with this one. And it doesn't have like a strictly like this is what's going to happen, this is what's going to happen. It just kind of gives you the estate, puts the players, shows the players some ways to get in. It shows all the NPCs, the guards, and there's some guard dogs and stuff like that. But very cool adventure, different adventure. Obviously great for thieves. Now, the next adventure is called the Brazen Bull, and it's going to be another dungeon crawl. This one's slightly larger, but what it's going to involve is it's going to involve some cultists, and they're going to kind of lure the PCCs using some people that are in their employ to try to go inside this cult, this cave. And it's got the intro to it, the adventure hook involves someone who is probably an addict of lotus. They use the lotus plant, and they're trying to sell some of it. There's a couple other adventure hooks you can use as well, in case your players don't really grab onto that. And there could be some players that don't enjoy, they might think this guy's a junkie, they don't want to deal with him, and everything that they see with him is just, it's just degenerate, and it might be a little bit difficult to get them to get into the place where they need to get to. So the other adventure hooks might be able to spur them along. But a great map of the cave system and the temple that's underneath. And what you're going to have is some really cool NPC cult members, and some great dungeon crawling in caves with some random tables, some random encounter tables. And I would say that it's probably, I don't have any art, no art to show you from that, but because I want that kind of be a surprise if you pick this up. There is one great piece of the actual Brazen Bull, and it's awesome. And what exactly is going on with this cult, and how they're kind of sacrificing people, but also making them join and be completely in thrall of the deity Thaumagoria. I believe that's how it's said. But an awesome new god to kind of show your players what type of evil deities there are in Hyperborea. But it also still links back to the Lamia's Heart from the second adventure. So it's all kind of, the three of them all kind of together a little bit, with the silvery eel in the middle, and these two other jokers with their businesses and their kind of fight between the Thieves Guild, this new up-and-coming Thieves Guild, and this merchant. And it's just very neat, the way that these all melded together. But the very end is could spur you on for more adventure with the Lamia Z Heart, the necklace. And one thing to say, like I said, all three of these seem great. I think the third one really stands out. Of course, I've read the Rats in the Walls, and it's a great beginner. The Lamia Z Heart might be a little bit challenging for maybe a new referee, someone that's running this game, just because of all the options that the players do have to try to break into this place. But a lot of players love to get creative about how they break into places and how they do stuff. So that's going to be fun. And the third one is just a straight up great cults, deities, caves, dungeon, temple, strange temple with some strange, objects and stuff in it, with a great boss battle again at the end. Again, I don't want to spoil too much for you, but it's going to be a fun boss battle that can then link on to the Lamia's Heart, that necklace. So one thing I want us to talk about is this right here. You may have seen it on the back whenever I open it up, but this is the Burg Breaker. This is a ship. Now this ship is docked right outside the Silvery Eel. And whenever I saw the art for this in the Kickstarter, I was like, oh, that's cool. It's going to have some sort of ship you get on or something like that. No, it doesn't actually. It's out there, it's docked out there, and it's got a complete map here, as you can see. It's got all the schematics from it. Glenn Seal, I believe, did the art for that, and it's just a great addition. And you could use this war galley in another adventure. It's got the crew all statted out. It's got all the rooms and stuff statted out, and I just think it's a great addition. And it's where you can kind of see that they gave you a little bit more bang for your buck with this. Just having this map statted out is a great starting point for you to have more adventures in Hyperborea. Go check out, other parts of it in this ship. Maybe they become part of the crew, your players do. So I just think it's neat. It didn't have to be in there. It's not a pivotal part of the adventures, of any of the adventures, but it is stationed, it is docked out there. So it's awesome that they gave it to us. So if you need a ship like that, a galley to go explore, it's there for you. So there's some player handouts, part of the Kickstarter. I don't know if this will be available when you buy it off the website. Little bookmark here, but overall I'm very pleased with it. It retails for 20 bucks. Like I said, the PDF is available, and there's a lot more art. Like I said, I didn't want to show you a whole bunch. Don't want to spoil some stuff. Full pages, spot art, half pages, and I really like that he's taken and he's done phonetically a lot of the names. That's a big help. Hyperborea has some strange names to it. Might be different from what you're normally used to, and pretty much everything that's difficult to pronounce, there's phonetically how it tells you how to say it. So that's very, very helpful. He uses bold letters and words when you need it in a great way. It's very helpful. It's just the way that he's done his adventures now with the new ones that he's done in his other Kickstarters. They've just really, really, really tight, and they're classy. It's just it has a real regal look to it. It's just, he's just done a really great job. So Jeff, I appreciate it. I look forward to hopefully your Chromarium source book that I know that I've asked for, and probably some other people have asked for as well. I'd love to see a Kickstarter for a big old Chromarium kind of, city that's just stats out everything, maps. So there's my little dig to hopefully get that going. I'm hoping that's going to come down the pipe. I know there's two new adventures probably going to be on the next Kickstarter, so of course I'll be doing that. And Jeff has done awesome. He does awesome Kickstarters. They're usually always on time. He's great on communication. No problem whatsoever. He's taken care of issue that I had with one of them. He is done great Kickstarters. With the history that some people have with Kickstarters, he's definitely one that has been able to deliver every single time. So there it is, Rats in the Walls and Other Perils, a great starting point, I think, for Hyperborea for your players. So I hope you've enjoyed the video. You know the rigmarole. Like and subscribe. It lets me see you're out there. I'll do more videos like this. But this is definitely one that you'll want to pick up either in PDF or print. Print is very nice to have that gate folded cover, and you can see the maps very well and clear, especially the Silvery Eels map and in the front cover there. So there it is. Hope this has been helpful for you. Check it out, and thanks for watching.